This was New Delhi in the early 1990s, a rapidly expanding city, a magnet for ambitious individuals looking to build their own political empires. Two of those rising stars were Sushil Sharma and Naina Sawhney. They were a successful, influential couple in the capital's youth politics, who had married for love in 1992. On the surface, their partnership appeared seamless. They moved through a world of political clout that often shielded them from scrutiny. In Delhi, the white ambassador car and the blue beacon meant you could bypass the checkpoints and rules that governed everyone else. But inside their goal market home, that image was falling apart. Sushil was consumed by an obsessive suspicion that Naina was having an affair with a former classmate and political colleague, Matlub Karim. Naina stayed in contact with Matlub, and Sushil's jealousy fed on itself. It led to vicious, frequent arguments that destroyed the stability of their marriage behind closed doors. Even with their public status, unchecked insecurity had turned their private life into a psychological prison. The situation reached a breaking point on the night of July 2, 1995, when Sushil returned to their apartment unexpectedly. As he walked in, he saw Naina on the telephone. She panicked and immediately hung up the receiver. Sushil immediately walked to the phone and hit the redial button. Matlub Karim answered on the other end. The sound of Matlub's voice confirmed Sushil's worst fears. Overcome by rage, he drew his licensed revolver and fired. One bullet hit Naina in the head and another in the neck, killing her instantly. Naina was dead. Now, Sushil faced the immediate problem of how to dispose of her body. For a high-profile politician, the challenge was immense. How to make a body disappear in the middle of a crowded city without leaving a trace. He wrapped the body in plastic, loaded it into his car's trunk, and drove to the Bhagia restaurant to find the manager, his friend Keshav Kumar. They decided on a gruesome method for disposal. They would use the restaurant's commercial clay oven, the Tandoor, to incinerate Naina's remains. To speed up the process, they fed the fire with wood and used large blocks of butter as an accelerant. But human flesh does not burn cleanly. The intense heat and butter produced thick, oily smoke and a heavy stench rising over the neighborhood. Constable Abdul Nazir Kunju was on patrol nearby when he noticed the smoke. He scaled the restaurant wall, opened the oven, and discovered the body. While Keshav Kumar was caught at the scene, Sushil managed to flee. The decision to use a public restaurant for a cover-up had led directly to its discovery. Sushil's flight triggered a nationwide manhunt across several cities before he surrendered to police in Bangalore. Investigators now had a suspect, but the fire had destroyed the body's features. Identification through normal visual means was impossible. To secure a conviction, the police had to move past traditional detective work. This laboratory environment represents the pivot they made toward advanced scientific evidence. They turned to DNA profiling. Scientists extracted genetic material from the charred remains and compared it against samples taken from Naina Sawhney's parents. The tests provided a match. The science proved that the body in the tandoor was Naina Sawhney. The attempt to destroy the evidence with fire had instead forced the Indian legal system to adopt new, highly advanced standards for forensic justice. The legal battle following the DNA evidence lasted for decades, moving through courts like the Delhi High Court seen here. In 2003, a trial court sentenced Sushil Sharma to death, citing the cruelty of the cover-up. The High Court upheld that sentence in 2007. The case eventually reached the Supreme Court of India. The court's logic centered on the nature of the act. Because Sushil had no prior criminal record and the murder was a sudden act of rage, the court ruled it did not meet the rarest of rare criteria for the death penalty. His sentence was commuted to life imprisonment. The ruling highlighted the gap between the public's moral reaction to the crime and the strict legal definitions of intent. After 23 years in prison, Sushil Sharma was released in 2018 for good behavior. The Tandoor case remains a grim study of possessiveness.